Hello everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I do all kinds of things here. I do SFX makeup, DIYs, Disney content, food content, true crime. I do commentary on whatever I feel like talking about, and I just have a lot of interest and I want to share them with you. So this might be a polarizing video. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I just wanted to talk about this. So we need to discuss this Luigi Mangione situation because I feel like a lot of people, they don't really understand the support for him. And, they believe it to be because he's good looking, which he is. He's extremely good looking. But people on social media they're just having fun with how good looking he is. They're just having fun with that. But it goes way deeper. We understand what he did, allegedly, and we understand why. Now, cowards like Chris Cuomo, who refused to use his voice as a journalist to speak up for we the people, cower before the almighty dollar. And, people like him know if they side with us, they may have to settle for a silver swimming pool ladder rather than a solid gold one. You know what I mean? But no, Chris Cuomo. And no, Jake Tapper. And, all of those other wealthy people, journalists that just don't get it. You never will. They can't possibly understand. Because when they need medical care or a loved one of theirs needs medical care, they get it. No problem. They don't have to work overtime to pay for a procedure you need because insurance denied the claim, of something that is absolutely medically necessary. They don't have to, make those hard decisions. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm not going to start over because I've started over several times, so just swing with the sneeze. So they don't have to make the hard choices 98% of us have to make. They will never know the frustration of fighting with an insurance company to get what they need to be healthy. So, spare me the moral outrage. You know nothing of morals. You're a spoke in the wheel. You're just a spoke. You, Cuomo, Tapper, and what we need to do with that wheel? We need to break it, destroy it, shatter every part of it, melt it down. Congress cheered cold-blooded killers being let into this country. Netanyahu, Gallant. Are you kidding me? You twisted hypocrites. You lick the boots of the establishment, and it makes me sick. You're trying to, gaslight us? Because you're good little piggies, and you have to do the bidding, and you do exactly what they expect of you. This isn't about sexual or romantic attraction. This isn't about sticking it to the man. This is about a system that is literally seeing to it that people who aren't rolling in money die. This is about a system designed by wealthy hypocrites who don't acknowledge that the 98% are actually human. Yeah, we're human. So screw Chris Cuomo, Jake Tapper, and their ilk. They don't understand because they've never had to suffer through fighting with health insurance. They've never had to do that, and they never will. They'll never understand. And they both sold their souls to the American devil decades ago. So, me and Eric paid $7,200 in 2024 for our health insurance premium. Then, of course, we had our co-pays, our deductibles, our out-of-pocket, our uncovered expenses, and prescriptions. That premium will be about $1,600 to $1,800 more for 2025 because it goes up every year. The benefits reduce, the premium goes up. We're fortunate enough to be able to afford that. And I know some people pay a lot more, but millions of Americans can't. They can't pay for it and shouldn't be denied health care ever. Ever. On December 4th, an innocent man did not die. A money-hungry, greedy serial killer was executed for putting profits before people. That's what happened. And I do not feel bad for his family at all. Not one little bit. I feel bad for the thousands and thousands of families across the United States who have watched loved ones suffer and die from illnesses that were completely curable. The right treatment would have cured or at least made their situation more bearable. But their insurance made it impossible. And United Healthcare is the worst. Because your average American doesn't have $50,000 laying around to spend on medical procedures. That's why we have insurance. So when an emergency comes up, it can be taken care of. But insurance doesn't pay. These insurance companies take our money. They invest it. They get rich off of us. And then when we need to use the product we are paying for, a lot of the time, they don't pay. And they depend on people who don't have the wherewithal to fight them. They force us to appeal and draw things out because, maybe we, the insurance company, can drag this out long enough. The guy will die and the problem is solved. The only problem with that is a dead person won't be paying that premium. But that's okay. They'll replace him fast. They'll replace him really fast. No problem. Not that big of a problem. We also need to address the very dangerous hypocrisy of those in power. I want to address New York's Commissioner Tisch and his condemnation of Luigi Mangione. Tisch thought this huge parade, this whole Batman presentation, Superman presentation, bringing him to New York this way would intimidate us, saying, we got him. You're not as smart as him, and we got him. Don't try anything against us. Don't try anything against us rich people, because we'll get you too. It reminds me of that scene in A Bug's Life when Hopper is telling the other grasshoppers that there are more of them than there are of us. Same thing applies here. The powers that be, they're scared. And they should be. They should be scared. They're scared because they feel the need to try to intimidate us. That's how scared they are. They're showing us how they got them. So, we better be good. We better behave. The reason they made it such a spectacle, such a security spectacle, is because they want people to think Luigi is so dangerous that he needs all this super tight security, and none of us average folk could possibly pull off what he did. They want us to feel defeated. He's Superman and we're not. They want us to feel defeated, weak, powerless. But the thing is, Luigi, he's just an average American. He's an average guy. And he stopped one of them. Imagine how many 1 million of us could stop. So anyway, that whole display, it was all for show because we outnumber them by a lot. And instead of making it a circus, think about why this happened. Why did this happen? Insurance companies need to be eliminated because they are scam operations. Every single time I have to communicate with my insurance company, I half expect to get a correspondence from a Nigerian prince. It's such a scam. Insurance companies have to, they have to go. Universal health care is the only fix for this. If that's socialism, then that's frickin' socialism. That's what it is. Whoop-de-doo. No one should have to die appealing to their insurance company to please, please pay a claim. We pay thousands for health insurance. But anytime we need care, we're like Oliver Twist. We're like, please, sir, I want another. Please, sir, I want some more. Luigi is being looked at as a lone gunman. No. He is a symbol. He is a symbol of the hopelessness and desperation millions of Americans feel every day. And, maybe his actions were tragic. Maybe it was bad. Maybe you'll never get me to say they were. You'll never get me to say that. But maybe others will. Those alleged actions should, serve as an eye-opening opportunity. The CEOs of health insurance companies that see to it hundreds of thousands of people are being denied claims, therefore making it impossible to get, oftentimes, life-saving treatment. People die because of decisions insurers make, knowing that person will probably die. They don't care. They simply don't care. We are prophets, not people. We're not human. It is systemic violence, and it finally needs to be acknowledged. Someone needs to acknowledge this. Someone in power needs to help, and it needs to be stopped. Commissioner Tish's family is number 43 on the Forbes list of wealthiest families in the world. He doesn't get it. He never will. Oh, they're not being good little pigs. People say money doesn't solve your problems. Well, if your problem is that you're paying for health insurance and you still can't pay for a necessary medical procedure or medication, money will solve that problem. So take money out of the equation. And it's a problem Commissioner Tish will never have. Health insurance companies are responsible for more deaths than every school shooter combined. And don't get me started on that. Actually, I probably will start on that. Let me start on that. Children's lives are at heightened risk when they're at school doing something as routine as going to school. No one cares. It's just thoughts and prayers after all, according to J.D. Vance. School shootings are part of life. Well, getting shot to death on a New York street is part of life too. Unless you're super wealthy CEO of a corrupt health insurance company. Commissioner Tish serves the elite, and the elite only. It's not we, the corporation. It's we, the people, and they need to get that in their head. At least it's supposed to be we, the people. They want the death penalty for Luigi when the ones who should be getting the death penalty are all the serial killer CEOs seeing to it that the 98% die. It's corporate greed, systemic violence. It is profit-driven denial of care, and it is disgusting. This isn't justice. What they're doing with Luigi, this isn't justice. Justice was served on that New York street that day. That was justice. The beginning of it, anyway. The current United CEO, because they replaced the other one just that quickly, is, he's crying because he doesn't like social media criticizing. He doesn't like the criticism of his industry. First of all, Dick Kebab, industry is economic activity concerned with the processing of raw materials and manufacturing of goods in factories. What your business does is scam people, not an industry. And, well, quite frankly, kill them. This CEO's name is Andrew Witte, by the way. Andrew, Andrew, Witte, Witty. He calls social media criticism against his not an interest industry vitriolic. Oh, the poor baby doesn't like that we're opening our eyes and, paying closer attention and expecting to be able, to get required health care that we're essentially paying premium for. We're paying thousands and thousands of dollars a year into our health insurance. That's not out of touch with reality. He says we're out of touch. You, Mr. Witte, are out of touch with reality. You deserve to be jobless. You are a pig. And you deserve absolutely zero sympathy. I don't feel bad for you. Cry about social media. Your job is a joke. You are a scam artist. You are a scumbag. Every CEO of every health insurance company in the United States is a scumbag. Sorry to say, the truth freaking hurts. You CEOs, you are not medically necessary. We do not need you. You're nothing but a hindrance. You are all the equivalent to a festering cyst that needs to be drained. That's all you are. Now, other people have, spoken out and, said similar things with great respect in their tone. But I have no respect for any of them. I don't have respect for any of these leaders. They're trying to distract us from the real perpetrators of evil. And we, the people, are sick of it. Also, most of us supporting Luigi do not condone violence. Unless it's war related. Well, maybe this is war. Hopper was right. There's more of us than there is of them. A lot more. We outnumber them more than 100 to 1. We're in the millions. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to be silent about this anymore. Healthcare was always an issue that, it annoyed me when I had to think about it, when I had to deal with it. But now my eyes have been completely opened, wider than they have ever been. I've always known health insurance is BS, but now I'm furious. And nothing is ever going to change until we, the people, change it. They aren't going to change it. We need to. We need to fight for actual change. We just need to. Not change that is, going to, pad the pockets of, the powers that be. Not that kind of change. But change that helps us individually. Changes we can see and feel. And let's talk about them trying to silence us. Social media posts are being flagged and removed because we dare speak our mind, and the media, dirtbags. Documentaries and news reports are portraying Luigi as guilty. He has not been found guilty yet. He hasn't had a trial. Without being found guilty by a jury of his peers, they've already found him guilty. Bullshit. This violates the whole principle of innocent until proven guilty. Influencing public opinion and his right to a fair trial. That's what's happening. And, posts that are discussing Luigi, advocating for fair treatment, they're being flagged, censored, or removed completely. Mine have all been removed. This is suppression of public discourse, and it's a violation of our freedom of speech. It's not breaking any terms of service. I've read them all thoroughly. These social media platforms have. It's not violating terms of service. These actions harm Luigi's case and adds to the public's general distrust of the justice system, which we're already disgusted by them as it is. The media needs to be held accountable for bias and prejudice coverage. They need to be held accountable for that. You know what? Maybe these journalists, maybe they need to find their spot on someone's list. Just saying. Journalists are calling us morally depraved, corrupt, abhorrent. They should look up those words and look at who the people they're worshiping are like. The 2%, maybe 1%, want us groveling and be grateful that they even allow us to live here on their planet. They're scumbags. Scumbags. I have so much burning rage in me right now. Burning rage. And let's talk about the serial killer that was executed. You know, the CEO, Brian Thompson. Let's talk about him. This guy, he wasn't exactly Gandhi. Under this CEO's watch, United's Medicare Advantage program, they inflated diagnoses to collect higher Medicare payments. They proposed to deny payments for non-critical emergency room visits. That's a bully tactic to scare people to, not go to the ER. Sure, it might be a heart attack, but what if it's something else, something minor? What if it's just heartburn? That's not an emergency. I better wait it out. I don't want to get a big bill. I'm no doctor, or in this case, I'm no health insurance company employee. People are afraid to get stuck with a huge bill because of their insurance sucking so bad. But due to backlash against United, they didn't enact the change. But it's still on the shelf. It may come to be. Oh, and the insider trading scandal. Oh, yes. Thompson and other executives were accused of not disclosing a Department of Justice investigation while unloading millions in company stock. Thompson made $15 million himself from these transactions. And he, of course, immediately took that money and sent checks to thousands of United Healthcare members and also gave United Healthcare employees nice raises. I'm just kidding. He didn't give that money to anybody. It's all his. Yeah. Oh, and if the NYPD, they want to call me and the people that think like me terrorists for standing with Luigi, for defending Luigi, maybe step back and look at your department's actions lately. Look at your department. Like, maybe this.
Shared the video yesterday and called what happened shocking and disturbing. Here's NBC's Sam Brock.
Newly released shocking video shows these correctional officers fatally beating an inmate, Robert Brooks. The footage, blurred and redacted by state authorities, shows officers repeatedly kicking and punching Brooks in the legs and chest and trying to jam an object down his throat. New York's Attorney General says Brooks was pronounced dead December 10th, a day after these interactions with correctional officers was recorded.
Anyway, I know that was brutal, but that's all I have to say right now. But I'm sure I'll have more soon. Thank you so much for visiting with me and watching me and listening to me complain. I have a taste test video coming up if it hasn't already posted, so that's happy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.